All my friends are.
Judith. Leg only 1 month ago.
If everyone else was worried about Carter's comeback with a broken leg, he showed no signs as he took a snooze in the pits, complete with specially made boot. The fans' message was clear enough. By heat 5, Carter had one win already, but he then found himself lying third and hard-pressed by Neil Collins. All was going well until they came to the final lap, and then for Carter, disaster struck. After this collision, Carter went spinning to the ground. In Friday's Central Sport, we'll have a special feature.
1 month after breaking his right leg in 4 places. Well, that meeting was at Oxford. Peter Brackley was there to join Carter on what's could have been the most remarkable night of his career.
They breed them tough in Yorkshire, as we know, but even the grittiest competitor would win surely at the sheer bravado, some might say near insanity, of England's premier rider. His leg protected, though, by a plastic shield and a specially reinforced boot, Ken is determined to reward his devoted fans and to defy not only his medical advisors, but also the British Speedway authorities, who refused to seat him through to the finals. The opposition is fearsome. Among them, the former British and world champion Peter Collins in the blue hat, and Oxford's Simon Wigg, who broke his collarbone just 6 days earlier. Will it hinder you, suggested the track announcer. It certainly won't help, he said. For all the riders, a place in the British final is a powerful motive. And Kenny's obsession to be a world champion is such, he'd probably ride round with both legs broken if he had to. In his first race, he's away splendidly. No sign of anxiety here as he leads into the first bend from the inside. There's no catching him now. He maintains his lead throughout and finishes a comfortable winner. And so far, no serious problems with the leg.
It's just aching a little bit now. It feels, you know, feels like I could do with a good rest. But obviously I've got 2 more races, hopefully. If I can win them, then I can go home after scoring 9 points. So, you know, if I don't go too good in my next races, then I'm going to have to wait and race all the 5 races, which I'm hoping that I can do 3 races and then go home.
His hopes are in vain. In his second heat, Kenny's luck changes dramatically. A poor start leaves him struggling, and on the penultimate lap, a collision with Neil Collins sends him sprawling across the track. Thousands of hearts skip a beat. The fall is cushioned, though, by the leg shield, and Kenny isn't physically hurt, just his pride. But no points, as the referee decides that he's to blame for the spill.
It was hard work in that race, and I was settling for third. And then Neil Collins came around the outside and I sort of got a little bit tangled up, and there's nothing really I could do anything. I'm going to have to go the distance now, and I just hope that, you know, I can go better in my next ride.
From around the halfway stage, conditions at the Cowley Stadium grow decidedly gloomy. But Oxford's biggest crowd for years wonder now if Kenny's courage is to be rewarded. But the man has an iron resolve. He finishes second in his third heat and wins this his 4th, holding off Wolverhampton's Andy Graham to bring his points tally to 8. His confidence is now restored, but is his total enough to qualify, or must he ride again? The leg now is hurting a great deal, and clearly he'd prefer not to endure another painful ride. But with the rain falling heavily now, Kenny still needs points from the final heat of the evening. A dramatic finale to which he responds in typical fashion, forcing his way to the front early on. He goes on to win the race ahead of Malcolm Simmons, who also qualifies, and Simon Wigg, whose 3rd place means sadly he doesn't. A champagne reception awaits the England captain from his jubilant helpers, but within seconds he's wheeled off to the comfort of his nearby van. Once inside, the ordeal is over, the boot and shield soon removed, and oh, the relief and pleasure of it all.
I'm just the happiest man in the world, you know. I had a baby boy last week.
In the top riders falling out with each other after only 3 heats, with bitter rows over whether the meeting should continue. Kenny Carter, riding with a broken leg, and the 2 Graham brothers were the only competitors who said that the big crowd at Brandon and the ITV cameras should come first. Well, as it turned out, the track was raceable in the end, as exciting Heat 8 proved.
Well, off we go, and who is to show. It is Davis again. Davis in front. Here comes Evatt around the outside, and that's a brave piece of cornering from the young man from Halifax. He leads it. Davis is second. In third place, there's a battle between the Collins brothers as they all tighten up, and this is a little bit more like it as Les Collins makes his run around the outside. And that's a super piece of cornering from Les Collins to move up into second place. And this track is getting to be raceable, just not rideable now. And here comes Les Collins again around the outside, and he has passed. The first two riders has gone from third to first, and who said you cannot race on this track? In third place, moving up, it's Phil Collins now, and this is the best race of the night by a long way. And here comes Phil Collins, and he's overcooked the bottom corner. There's the leader going into the last lap at Coventry, Les Collins, who's made up an awful lot of ground. Second place still Evatt, in third place Davis has moved back for the odd point as the battle is thoroughly joined. This is Les Collins, fine race from him, he wins it.
Well, the climax to that meeting, I can tell you, is even better. The new champion, by the way, is Kenny Carter, broken leg and all, and you can see the highlights of an amazing British final at 3:25 tomorrow afternoon on ITV's World of Sport.